Assalamu alaikum. This is Shahrukh Mujumdar welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus to hold bilateral meeting with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim tomorrow. Formal trial begins over killing of 6 people in Shangkarpul in capital on August 5th during July uprising. Deposition submitted in cases against 47 including former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina over plot allocation irregularities in Rajuk Purbachal New Town project. Election Commission finalizes set of recommendations for RPO reform including reinstatement of no voting provision. Israeli forces kill 5 journalists of Qatar-based media outlet Al Jazeera in Gaza. And Crystal Palace win Community Shield, beating Liverpool by 3-2 on penalties at Wembley. Those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus has reached in Kuala Lumpur on a 3-day state visit at 7:50 p.m. local time by a Biman Bangladesh Airlines flight. Malaysian Home Minister Saifuddin Nasution Ismail received the Chief Advisor at the airport. Chief Advisor Yunus was also given a guard of honor on the occasion. Earlier, the flight carrying the Chief Advisor and his entourage departed Hosrut Shah International Airport in Dhaka at about 2 p.m. Briefing reporters on the Chief Advisor's Malaysia tour, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam on Sunday said migration and investment issues will be given priority during the Chief Advisor's visit. A business conference will be held on August 12th, while on August 13th, the Chief Advisor will be conferred an honorary doctorate degree by University Kebangsaan Malaysia UKM, he said. Professor Yunus will hold a bilateral meeting with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim on August 12th at the Malaysian Prime Minister's office in Putrajaya. After the meeting, a Memorandum of Understanding MOU will be signed between the two countries. During the tour, 5 MOUs and 3 notes of exchange are expected to be signed. It is also expected that Professor Yunus would join a view exchange meeting with Bangladeshi expatriates. A high-level delegation is accompanying the Chief Advisor during his tour. The Chief Advisor is expected to return home on August 13th. The formal trial has begun in the case of the killing of 6 people in Shangkarpul on August 5th during the July mass uprising. The International Crimes Tribunal started proceedings today. At the start of the hearing, Chief Prosecutor Tajul Islam delivered his opening statement, presenting case information, witness accounts, the accused's presence at the scene, and an audio clip allegedly containing then DMP Commissioner Habibur Rahman's order to open fire. The tribunal also heard conversations detailing the instructions given by Sheikh Hasina to former Dhaka University VC Maqsood Kamal and former Mayor Fazle Nur Taposh to suppress the movement. Concluding his presentation, Chief Prosecutor Tajul Islam said that all those involved in the killings will have to face justice and that no reference to counter-revolution or conspiracy will be allowed to derail judicial proceedings. The day's first witness was the father of martyr Shahryar Khan Anas. Earlier, 4 arrested accused including former Shahbag Police Station OC Arshad Hussain, Constable Shujan Mia, Imaz Hussain Iman and Nasirul Islam were produced before the International Crimes Tribunal. The plaintiffs of 3 cases filed against 47 people, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, over irregularities in allocation of plots in the Rajuk Purbachal New Town project, have testified today. Anti-Corruption Commission Deputy Director Salahuddin Assistant Directors Afnan Jannat Kia and SM Rashidul Hassan, the plaintiffs of the three cases, submitted their depositions at Dhaka Special Judge Court 5. Judge Muhammad Abdullah Al Mamun, at the end of today's proceedings, adjourned the hearing of the three cases till August 26th. The court on July 31st framed charges in the cases. It also issued arrest warrants against the accused as they are still at large. Apart from this court, Dhaka Special Judge Court 4 on the same day had framed charges in three more cases filed in this connection. It had fixed August 13th for starting to record the testimonies in the cases and issued arrest warrants against the accused. Dhaka Metropolitan Senior Special Judge Zakir Hussain Galib on July 20th forwarded the matters to the Special Judge Court as the cases were ready for trial. The court passed the order as the accused refrained from appearing before the court in spite of its order in this connection. Earlier on July 1st, the court had ordered publication of a Gazette notification summoning 100 people, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, her sister Sheikh Rehana, and her son Shojib Wajid Joy in the cases. The ACC filed the 6 cases from January 12 to January 14, 2025. The concerned investigation officers filed charge sheets on March 10th. Home Advisor Lieutenant General retired Muhammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhary has reminded political parties of their responsibility to ensure a free, fair and peaceful national election. He said the national election is possible amid the current law and order situation in the country. He made the reminder while briefing journalists after inspecting a polling center at Teghoria High School in Karaniganj today. The advisor said that in the upcoming national elections, special booths will be set up at every polling center so that a large portion of youth voters can exercise their voting rights smoothly. He also said that in addition to the law enforcement personnel assigned to each polling center, an extra answer member equipped with a firearm will be deployed to provide additional security for presiding officers. Additionally, along with 10,000 body cameras already in police possession, an additional 40,000 body cameras will be used at the polling centers, added the Home Advisor. The Election Commission has finalized a set of recommendations for the reform of the Representation of the People Order (RPO), including the reinstatement of the provision of no voting and the abolition of the provision of being elected unopposed. Election Commissioner Sanaullah said this in briefing after a meeting held at the Election Bhavan in the capital's Agargaon today. Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin presided over the meeting to finalize a set of recommendations for the reform of the Representation of the People Order (RPO). Election Commissioner Sanaullah said EVMs have been abolished in the elections, and if irregularities are found, the votes of the entire constituency can be cancelled. Moreover, even if there is an alliance, the elections will have to be held with a symbol of their own party. 4 election commissioners, Abdur Rahmanul Masood, Tahmida Ahmed, Muhammad Anwarul Islam Sharkar, retired Brigadier General Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanaullah, and EC Secretary Akhtar Ahmed were present in the meeting. Now international news. Four journalists from Al Jazeera have been killed in an Israeli attack in Gaza, Palestine. This incident occurred on Sunday, according to the director of Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza. The deceased includes Al Jazeera's well-known correspondent Al-Sharif, reporter Mohammed Quraika, and camera operators Ibrahim Zahir and Mohammed Nufal. Al-Sharif had been regularly reporting from northern Gaza for a long time. He was killed in an Israeli attack while at a tent set up for journalists outside the main gate of Al-Shifa Hospital yesterday. A few moments before his death, Al-Sharif wrote on X that Israel has started intense bombing in the eastern and southern parts of Gaza City. In his last video, the sound of powerful explosions from Israel's devastating missile strikes can be heard. The dark sky is illuminated by an orange light for a moment. Mohammed Shihada, an analyst at the Euro-Mediterranean Human Rights Monitor, told Al Jazeera that there is no evidence of al-Sharif being involved in any violent activities. Standing in front of the camera from morning till evening was his daily routine. European leaders have thanked US President Donald Trump for planning a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin to aim for an end to the Ukraine war. At the same time, they emphasized the necessity of safeguarding Ukraine and Europe's security interests in any ceasefire agreement. They also mentioned the importance of maintaining pressure on Moscow. The Trump-Putin meeting is scheduled to take place on August 15th in the U.S. state of Alaska. Regarding this, Trump said last Friday that some territorial exchanges may be necessary for the benefit of both parties. About 20% of Ukrainian territory is under Russian control. Trump has hinted that Ukraine may have to cede some of this territory to Russia as a condition for a ceasefire agreement. However, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed strong objections on Saturday regarding the idea of handing over any territory to Moscow. His European allies also believe that such conditions would encourage Russia's aggression. On that day, France, Italy, Germany, Poland, the United Kingdom, Finland, and the head of the European Commission issued statements opposing the transfer of territory. In the statement, European leaders affirmed their commitment to the principle that international borders cannot be changed through force. Discussions on a ceasefire should begin with the current borders in mind. Talks between Trump and Putin could only be around the issue of ceasefire and halting the Russia-Ukraine hostilities. Back to national news. The 15-day-long tree plantation program and tree fair organized by the Chattogram North Forest Division has ended this afternoon. The Conservator of Forests of Chattogram Region, Dr. Mullah Rizal Karim, was the chief guest in the program. Divisional Forest Officer S.M. Kaiser presided over, while Director of Forest Academy, Muhammad Amirul Islam, Director of Forestry Science and Technology Institute, Rafiqul Islam Chaudhuri, Divisional Forest Officer of Wildlife Management and Nature Conservation Department, Abu Nasir Muhammad Yasin Nawaz, among others, addressed the occasion. Later, the best stalls participating in the fair were awarded crests and certificates. 27 government and private organizations participated in this year's fair. More than 129,000 seedlings of indigenous forest, fruit, herbal, ornamental, rare and endangered species worth about 1 crore and 62 lakh taka were sold in 60 stalls of these organizations.